I almost forgot what I was watching there. There's like so much sad drama going on. Let's get into it. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Dancing with the Stars season 24 episode, well, actually week 2. And like I said, there's so much drama surrounding the show. I almost forgot. I thought I was doing one of my reality shows. Anyway, let's start off. We start off with Nancy and Artem. And they did a cha-cha. And Nancy actually has a problem with receiving compliments. So I had to laugh. And I said, well, Nancy, honey, don't worry. Don't worry. Artem is not used to having an actual partner that he can really throw some things at. I'm excited for Artem because he just usually doesn't get a partner that he can throw things at that can actually do extra stuff. So take the compliments that Artem is giving you, and they're coming from Artem. Like, girl, seriously? Whatever he says, just listen to it. But trust me, don't worry. Len is there, and Len's going to be there all season. You're going to get your fair share of kicks in the ass, honey. Trust me. So just hold on. You're going to wish at some point that they were giving you compliments. They got a 28. 7s across the board. Moving on. Erica Jane and Gleb were next. They did a foxtrot. So cute. They gave Gleb a gift bag, and it had the costume department. It was a glittery fuchsia onesie. Gleb and his spouse are expected, and it's a girl. So that was real, real cute. Erica Jane, I like Erica Jane. Erica Jane, though, has the resting bitch face. She does. They were talking to her and giving her little reviews, and she just literally had the resting bitch face, like, yeah, whatever, get on with it. You know? And I don't think she meant anything bad. She just has the resting bitch face. I like her. 28, 7s across the board. They did really, really well. And of course, you know, her thing is, I'm not going to not be me. I'm not going to be a watered down version of me. I am sexy. Sex is what I do. Sex is what I sell. It is what it is. And I'm going to push that envelope. And you know, with Gleb, sexy is what he does. And I'll go ahead and mention one of my favorite numbers that was ever done on the show was done last season. And that was when he did Hands to Myself. And with the live shower, listen, Erica, you want to do sexy? Stick with Glad, baby. It's going to be hot, hot, hot. And I'm here for it. Moving on. Next is a train wreck. It is a train wreck, and you can't turn away that daggone Charo and Keo. And I love that Keo actually has somebody that's as wild as he is, because Keo dances hard and he dances full out. Charo is so extra. She's so extra. I loved her package when she actually talked about, her growing up, her life growing up was really interesting. They did a Paso Doble, and she talked about her learning flamenco and all of that stuff. That was really, really interesting. She just acts wild, and her costumes are the best. There's always the biggest ruffles, and it's very Charo. Now, what I really can't do, all this wild acting and grabbing the mic from Tom Bergeron and all that. See, I ain't here for all that. I ain't here for all that, because that starts to borderline on disrespectful. And then the little banter back and forth with her and Bruno. I'm kind of not here for it. Because, again, it borders on disrespectful. Like I'm saying, are they joking? Is it serious? I don't know, but it borders on disrespectful. But the one thing that I did see, one of her favorites, honey, RuPaul was dead smack up front, cheering her on. So it's always good to see Ru wherever we see Ru at, honey. So I'm loving that. But simmer down some, Charles. Simmer down, girl, before they send your ass home. Next, we actually have Nick and Peta. And again, Peta looks great after having the baby. She really does. They did a foxtrot. You know what? Len actually. Oh, I'm sorry. Keo and Charo got a 25. They got 3 6s and a 7. Len actually thought that Peta's routine was too hard and that she needs to go back. A couple of them said it, that she needs to go back to the basics with Nick because he's not sticking the basic things, that it was too much content, and it overshined what it is that he's actually able to do. But their scores were all over the place. They got a 7, a 5, a 7, and a 6. So it was 25. Peta will fix it because Peta's a fierce ass goddamn choreographer. So she'll fix it. It'll be fine. I have no worries at all when it comes to Miss Peta. Okay, so next part of that little thing is Max. Max got injured. Max was doing a jive. Him and Heather are doing a jive. And, he was doing flicks and kicks and stepped down the wrong way and you heard something pop. All messed up. So they went and got that goddamn Alan. Ugh. We love Alan. Alan is so fine and he dances. He's such a fierce dancer. We'll take Alan in any capacity we can get him. It's just that we always get Alan when somebody gets hurt. I don't know why we won't just give Alan a partner, but whatever. We love Alan. Alan is gorgeous. And he jumps right in. Learned the damn routine in a day. One day. That Alan is bad. You hear me? So we get Alan and Heather. They get out there. They do a jive. Tears it up naturally. And then here we go with the drama again, where I said, me and my reality show with the drama. She had this real fierce part in the middle of her jive where she broke into this girl solo. And it was like, we're not doing the 3 girls, not the single lady thing. So it was like throwing the single lady thing in everybody's face all over again. Now, me personally, I was like, why? Why? As soon as they start doing it, I was like, Max, you were being bitchy. You were being bitchy. That's why you worked that in there. And sure enough, Len did not care for it. Len was like, I don't want to see you doing no hip hop, drip and drop in the middle of jive. If it's jive, come on out and do jive. And that's it. I don't need to see all the rest of that. But everybody else loved it. But Len caught the throw it in your face with the drama that was going on. Len didn't care for it. Len's very much old school, and he's old school when it comes to routines. He's old school when it comes to the art and the craft, and he's also old school when it comes to the drama and the things that go on in the media as well. So, but I was kind of there with Len. I felt like Heather's stuff was being thrown in our face. With where we didn't agree that she should be there. I felt like Max was being bitchy and threw it in our face. But anyway, it scored 3 8s and a 6 from Len. So it was a 30. Next was Bonner and Sharna. Again, it just is what it is. It really is. It is what it is. Like they said, we feel like we were watching something unfold. Absolutely. Absolutely. They did a Viennese waltz, and it might as well have been their first dance at their wedding. The two of them, it is like watching a love affair unfold right before our eyes. I'm here for it. They're both gorgeous. They make a beautiful couple, and you could tell he really likes Sharna, which is not hard to do because Sharna is beautiful with that beautiful red hair. They got an 8, a 6, a 8, and a 7. Len was just, at that point, Len was being bitchy. It was a 29. And it was so funny. That damn Tom Bergeron. Whenever Len gave the 6, he said, somebody needs a sandwich. We fell out. I said, this is too much. It's just dramatic. I mean, it's all going on. I was sitting on the couch and I was like, this is just too much today. This is like reality gold. But anyway, next was Simone and Sasha. And Simone was trying to learn. Well, she has to learn to be sexy and not everything is so sharp. She needs to, you know. So they did a cha cha, and she told him to go and get one of the girls to show. She's like, "What's wrong with me? I don't need no girl to show you how to do this." And he got her ass right together. They got a 29. I'm telling you, they were throwing down. They threw down. They did. I'm burning up. I'm Jesse J. And tore that. And they, Sasha could do flips and all that stuff. They did this one little section where they did a little front flip over and they kind of like sprung back up, her and her heels and all. It was all that. They turned it out. But they got a 29. So, love that. I was like, okay. So, you see the top of the leaderboard is Simone, Barner, and also Heather. So, I'm like, okay. Chris and Whitney were next. They did jazz, and they did one of my favorite songs, which was Hey Ya. And I was loving it. Loving it. And, that song was just so fast and so upbeat. And Chris was really on it. Chris, in his package, talked about his actual surgery he had on his back and his physical limitations is what we'll say. And he leaned more to his funny stuff, and he was hilarious. His number was really good. I liked it. He got a 22, so it was a 6 to 5, a 6 and a 5. Yeah, it was good. It was good. And the judges kind of apologized for their sternness last week because they weren't completely aware of his physical limitations. But when you look at him, you could tell there's something that's going on that he doesn't have full range of motion. You know what I mean? So, whatever. It was what it was. Next was Normani and Val. They did a cha-cha, which was everything. Loved her costume. She was wearing the hell out of it. It was everything. They got 8s across the board. They got a 32, which put them at the top of the leaderboard. They had just flown in from Japan earlier that day, and they were flying out to China that night because Fifth Harmony is actually on tour, an Asian tour. So I'm like, you better work the jet lag stuff and get right on with it. So they were really good. That was really impressive. Right behind them came the next piece of drama, which is Rashad and Emma. And I know Emma goes with Sasha, but Sasha, you better watch Emma because anyway, I'm gonna keep that to myself. But yeah, that Rashad's a cutie, and that Emma, I think Emma thinks Rashad's a cutie too. But they did a Viennese waltz, 8s across the board, so they just tied for the top of the leaderboard. I said okay, so now we got Normani, Rashad, and Heather as the top 3 in the leaderboard. After that, we had Mr. T and Kim came out and did a Paso Doble. Much better this week than last week. 6'5", 6'5". They got a 22. The last dance was David and Lindsay. And that David Ross is a performer. Usually baseball players are very masculine, very no nonsense, even more so than football players and basketball players. They're the ones that grab their crotch and they spit and shit. They just are boys, like total boys. They're not men, they're boys. And he has this side to him where he could have very easily been a television personality or some type of performer. He just has it. And he's fun to watch. But he did a whole thing. He did Bust a Move. And I just loved it. I loved it. It was like a whole trip back to my teenage years. It was funny. I enjoyed it. But he got 27 total. So one person was eliminated. Our elimination this week was Chris. And the funny thing is with Chris, for him to be a comedian, he sure do get in his feelings a lot. He was in his feelings. He's like, he felt some kind of way. And he basically said, well, I'm just glad that now, America did get to find out about my disability this week. Okay, Chris, it's cool. But the thing is, This show's not built upon sympathy. It's not built upon the sympathy vote. And is that what you were wishing for, is the sympathy vote? Because it's not what the show's built upon. You know, you did all that you could do. You have nothing to feel bad about. You weren't slighted in any kind of way or anything like that, because the show's not about the sympathy vote. You did what you can do. You have a disadvantage, yes. So does Mr. T. So does Charo. Charo's old. She's old. I mean, she's in great shape, but when you really look at it, I mean, are you serious? There's a disadvantage across the board with some of you all just with the age. And Mr. T is actually a cancer survivor. So yeah, he got aches and pains and limitations physically as well. He ain't fussing and making excuses, and he's not going out for the sympathy vote, and neither should you. It was what it was. You did what you could, and you got voted off in the town. I mean, it could have been you or T. It could have been one of the two of you. Um, it just is what it is. I'm never down really for the sympathy vote. So, but it's just funny to see that he is a comedian like that and he lives in his feelings like that. That's so odd. But anyway, I don't know. You guys tell me what you all think down there in the comments, and I will see you guys next Monday. All right.